I hate
Hey,
it.
welcome everybody back to another episode of Kinfolk and Nem with our hosts X Williams, Greg, Ish, Brett, and our special guest for tonight, Mariah, aka our producer. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Y'all ain't know that behind the scenes.
Behind the
Hola.
scenes, holding it down.
Hold
Since
it down.
since Napoleon can't join us tonight, Mariah said she wanted to step in and go ahead and help us out for tonight. And Napoleon will be joining us again, or will be joining us back again next week. So tune in next week. You will see Napoleon back on the show. Of course, if you are a first time watcher or a return watcher, please make sure you like and share this broadcast so we can get more folks watching the broadcast, of course. And if you are on Sports Plug or on Kinfolk and them page, make sure you subscribe to that and like that to make sure that we get more people watching the broadcast as well.
Exactly. We need as many people as possible. We're trying to go big one day. Please like, share, do all that, my nigga. Please.
We gotta work. We gotta work first before we get all big and like you know how that go. But anywho, to start off this conversation and start the topic, just like we gonna start off the NFL season on Thursday. The start of the NFL season is finally here. Of course, with COVID making everything look all fuzzy, like we didn't know we were gonna have football a couple months ago. Now that it's finally here, how do you guys feel about the start of the NFL season?
I'm just hoping it lasts all season.
Very true. Very true.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm just hoping it lasts all season.
For real, man. I want football. I mean, for us personally, our kids come back on next Monday, and so we get to start practice. So like, I'm just excited for football, man. We've been listening for a while. It's good to have college back and everything, but NFL is just its own animal. So I'm really excited.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What about you, Greg?
I'm excited to see my Texans play. That's all that really matters to me.
Ready for the Texans to win that Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah, all day. You already know the vibes. What you mean?
Okay.
Every year I do the same thing until we win it, bro. What you mean?
Okay. We got Texan fans out here excited, thinking they going to the Super Bowl like they do every year since they first year of existence in the NFL. I understand.
Of course.
I got you, Mariah. What about you? Let's think about something logical that could happen this year in the NFL.
I don't even watch football. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's all good. It's all good. That's why you are. That's why you the producer, and that's why you're not the sports guys like we are. But that's why you the producer, and I appreciate your honesty. I'm definitely excited for the NFL season because the first week matchup will have Greg's Texans versus the Chiefs. Ishmael, ain't the Chiefs kind of a little bit your team as well? You want to give a backstory about why you like the Chiefs so much?
Living in Kansas City, KCMO, I had to always root for the Chiefs, being the hometown team and everything. So I'm a little torn. Thursday's going to be a rough time in the house because I kind of want the Texans to win, but I kind of want the Chiefs to win. Really, they could just tie and I'll be all right.
Now, we have two quarterbacks that just got done signing two major NFL deals. Of course, the first one with Patrick Mahomes with his after incentives. It's not the actual contract, but after incentives, a little over half $1 billion contract over 10 years. And also Deshaun Watson with his $160 million extension, $111 million guaranteed extension with the Texans. And we talked about it in the group chat, Brett. I think the Deshaun Watson deal is a lot better than the Patrick Mahomes deal because of lengthwise. And I don't know. I think because Deshaun Watson is making more money in his not more money than Patrick Mahomes, but more money in that short amount of time to where if he's able to win a Super Bowl or two, he could be able to double down in the next 3 or 4 more years and re-up his contract and be able to make another maybe $200 million, for 4 more years and be able to work his contract like that instead of having to, be at one spot for 10 years if that's what Patrick Mahomes decides to do.
Yes, I agree with that 100% because in my eyes, when it comes to Pat, obviously his contract is huge and it's big, right? But it's incentive based, like he said. Right? He has to hit all of his marks in order to get that money. Deshaun, I mean, Ishmael, what do you what
Nope,
is
no, no,
what
no.
no
Come on,
no
Ish. Come on, Ish.
no
First
no
off,
what?
Patrick is not going to reach the end of that contract. Both those teams and both parties knew they weren't going to go the full 10 years. So everybody who is looking at the total number being about a little over $500 million, get that out your mind. Second thing is, it's not better than Deshaun Watson because it is better than Deshaun Watson because his total guaranteed money is 141 million.
Okay.
Deshaun only got 111.
Okay. Again, that's
I
over
mean,
4 years,
but that's
Deshaun, and that's
different
over
though.
10 for
Okay,
Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, but do you
but
think?
it
Okay, no, hold
is.
on, Ishmael. Do you think that right? Uh, he's gonna get all of that money in the same 4 years that Deshaun's gonna get his.
It's guaranteed.
But
And we all know, let's be real, we all play football. We know guaranteed money don't mean that it's always guaranteed.
what I'm saying in the 4 years that Deshaun is making his money, is Patrick Mahomes gonna make like that same amount of money?
He
That's what I'm asking.
most
Hold on.
likely will not, but Ish will do his calculations right quick
I'm,
because
I'm gonna
that's
do
what he
my
does.
Go, go ahead, Ishmael. Go ahead.
calculations.
Go
Do your
ahead.
calculations, and in the meantime, between
It's
time,
some
Yeah, you
numbers.
keep
while
talking while I do my
while Ish does
calculations.
his calculations, we were going to talk about what week one matchups are you guys looking forward to. That's what we need to get into because week one has a couple of nice matchups, and again, if you guys don't know what matchups, I'm going to throw a couple out there. But of course, we have the old time favorite, the Packers versus Vikings. We also have Eagles versus the Washington football team. We also have Seahawks versus Falcons. That should be a pretty decent game. Dolphins versus Patriots. The Dolphins get to travel up to Foxborough, and a lot of that Dolphins team is made up of former Patriot players as well. Also, former Patriot defensive coordinator Brian Flores is that head coach as well in Miami. So it's nice to see that team try to dethrone the newly assembled Patriots with uh, with Cameron Newton there as a quarterback to replace Tom Brady. It's going to be very interesting to see how Bill Belichick and Cam Newton are able to pretty much mesh together throughout the season.
I think I'm most excited for the Buccaneers and Saints.
There we go. There we go. That is one of the main week
Yeah,
one matchups.
I mean, because obviously there's so much like we don't know anything about the Buccaneers, right? We don't know how they're going to mesh, how things going to go on, but they're so intriguing. And then to go in the dome versus the Saints, I think that's a awesome like week one test, right? And so it'll be good to see what the Saints, what the Saints got going on too, because obviously they're going to have the high-powered offense, but we got to see if their defense can match up. I think that's going to be a good game.
I agree. Greg, you got anything right quick before I get into my spiel?
Texans and Chiefs. Sorry, I mean,
You
I'm
being a
biased,
homer? No, it's all good. Being a homer.
but I want to see how Cam Newton plays with the Patriots. He's going against the Dolphins. Um, Dolphins. Sorry, X. I know your cousin plays for the
No,
Dolphins,
you're
but
good. No, don't. I don't know who plays. Just keep that on low. We good. We good. Let's
okay,
not get that out there until it's time to get that out there.
my bad for being a Takashi 6ix9ine ass
You
nigga.
good.
Put
You
that out
good.
there. But yeah, I want to see the Patriots play. I want to see how their offense looks. I want to see what type of plays they're going to run for Cam Newton. Obviously, he is a dual threat quarterback, so maybe they want to go away from him being a dual threat. Maybe they want to practice a little bit more of showing his arm. I have no idea. I want to see it. I want to see it in action.
No, they definitely going to implement the dual threat. Reports already said they're definitely going to insert him being able to use his legs on the offense. So it will be exciting to see Cam with the Patriots. But it's going to be a nice mix. I think it'll be a nice mix of mostly, of course, him in the pocket, but they're going to definitely utilize his legs and be able to have a different offense with the Patriots than we've seen in the last 20 years with Tom Brady.
I,
Well, ready to see
I
it.
think I'm also interested to see how Teddy B does, man, because I want to
Yeah,
see,
I forgot about him. I
I was
I
gonna
forgot
say,
about
didn't. I
I was
didn't.
gonna say, there's a couple games that I'm actually interested in seeing. Just running down the list, Washington football team. I want to see the New Jerseys. Also, I want to see who they got coming out of the backfield, how that mix looks. Greg already talked on Cam Newton. The Jags, I like to see their backfield without Leonard Fournette. That's going to be interesting to see.
The Jags gonna be struggling to win 3 games this season.
Hey,
Who
it's
was
going to
their
be
Who was
fun to
their
watch.
starting running back now?
The undrafted rookie is who's listed number 1. Now, people are saying they have interns that do the depth chart, so it could be a mistake. They don't know, but that's who's currently listed as their number 1. It's an undrafted rookie running back.
It don't even matter because again, the Jazz gonna struggle to win 3 games.
I want to see Teddy B. I want to see Lamar Jackson following up on that MVP season, playing against the Browns. That's going to be an interesting matchup because they're divisional opponents, so play them twice a year. So that's going to probably be a good game. Oh, I want to see the Cardinals. Cliff Kingsbury trying to earn that money.
Yeah.
That's going to be
Playing against a good team with the 49ers. Yep. Just coming off the Super Bowl.
That'll be a good test for them too.
Facts.
And then the last one that I'm really interested to see, it may be because I was in Kansas City, so I'm a little bit, I'm going to say like a hometown trying to see this guy. But X's Titans versus the Broncos, I want to see if Drew Lock is the real deal.
All right. I like the shout out. I appreciate the shout out for the Titan love. Now, before I'm gonna be a homer, and of course I am gonna shout out the Titans and Broncos. Play on Monday Night Football, the second game of that Monday Night Football slate, of course, to start off the season. And that game is very important, not because I'm a Titans fan, but because as the Titans of a football team, they have to go out there and go prove it to everybody in the NFL because you're gonna be the last game on, and everybody's gonna be watching, and they have to show everybody that what they did last year was not a fluke. That they have to go back out there and run Derrick Henry for 150 yards. Tannehill has to throw for 200-something yards and not give up the ball. And Jadeveon Clowney, with the newest addition to the team, he's going to show that he is the 41st best player in the top 100 in the NFL, like they ranked him and whatnot, and show that he is valuable enough to be on this team and make that money that he's making because he's not going to be what he was doing and not going to be what he was trying to be in Houston, as in the main guy and helping out J.J. Watt every damn season he got hurt. He's not even the main component in the defense. He's just somebody that's going to be an addition to the defense. So I'm very excited to see Jadeveon Clowney play with this Titans defense. Now, the real game that I really, really want to see, and as much as I hate this team, we have to see if they're going to be able to be a new team this year with a new coach, and that's the Dallas Cowboys versus the LA Rams.
The Cowgirls.
Yes. As much as we all hate the Cowgirls, we have to see this game because everybody expect the Cowboys to do what they do, and that's, win a couple games and choke in the playoffs. But they're pretty much bringing back, of course, the same team they've had last year. Unfortunately, Sean Lee is on IR, so again, it's the same team from last year. Ain't nothing's really changed on that part. Exactly. And Dak wants to prove his money. Dak wants to earn his money. Zeke wants to earn his money and prove to everybody that he's still that top back. The offense is coming back a certain way. You add CeeDee Lamb. That defense wants to come and show that they've improved as well. And also with the LA Rams, we have to see, hey, Jared Goff, are you still that system quarterback, or can you take another step up and become a better quarterback for the LA Rams? You don't have Todd Gurley anymore to run the ball 35 times. So what are you going to do, LA? Are you going to be able to make that step and get back into the NFC conversation again? So I think that game is very, very interesting. That's the Sunday night game. So go ahead and check that out on NBC. You'll have your favorite commentator, of course, Chris Collinsworth. I know everybody loves him. And we'll definitely check that one out.
That was childish.
Hey, I love me some Chris Collinsworth. Now here's a guy. That's my guy.
No, I mean, I also there was one more I wanted to see what Joe Burrow does. Like
Burrow.
He's gonna do nothing.
I'm slightly intrigued to see what they look like with him.
They're gonna look like a 5-win, 6-win team.
They're gonna look
hot garbage.
But
they're gonna look bro.
Okay, that's fine. But for the Bengals, is a 5 or 6-win team. That's an improvement, though.
How many games they win last year?
That's what I'm saying. They won five. They won about 5 or 6.
They won 5 or 6.
They won about 5 or 6.
I don't know if it was 5 or 6 though. I don't even feel confident
Let me
saying
look
that.
it is.
Don't look it up. Who cares? Anyways, let's go on to the next topic. The Bengals ain't that important to be talked about in the first place. That's how not good they are. I'm just being honest.
I feel that.
Anyways, yeah,
I don't.
I do.
I feel that.
With
AJ
all
Green
my
still plays for them, right? They got respectable players.
AJ Green already hurt, ain't he? Ain't he hurt already?
He's on the roster, and that's what I said.
Oh, I think I know he's on the roster,
No.
but he hurt though.
No. The
They
reason
won
why you
3
listen
games.
to me
They won. Okay, there you go. They won 3 games. So if they win 6, that's an improvement.
Who had the number
It is
one
an
pick?
improvement.
I said it is. I just said that. Anyways, on to the next topic. And Mariah, we're actually glad that you're here to help us out with this topic because you can definitely chime in on this one. And well, when she gets back. So
Like, nope.
she said, nope, not on this topic.
Don't put me on the spot.
You ain't lying, right?
I wasn't talking to you before. I'm not talking now.
You ain't lying. So, what are 3 things that you would teach your children that you were not taught as a child? Who wants to go first?
Go ahead, guys.
GT.
The first one for sure will be not to push college on them, to give them the enough knowledge to like know that there's other options besides college. I kind of feel it was forced upon me. Not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing, but I would do things a lot differently as far as them giving them other options to choose from. That's not the military. No offense, ex Napoleon. That's not other things out there. I think there's, especially when our kids, like Ishmael has 2 children already, Brett has 1. So when they grow up, they're going to have a lot more information in front of them to choose from. I mean, obviously the online thing, they're going to be a lot more informative about that than we are. So for sure, once we have, our kids grow up, stuff like that, they're going to be a lot more informative on what's going on. Number 2, definitely financial stability. That's number 2. My dad always told me to save money. A fucking bum on the street can tell me to save money. Put my money into what? Put my money into what? Savings account? IRA? What? Put my money in what? Save my money for what? Put in a piggy bank? Like a bum on the street can tell me to save my money. That's not very insightful information. I can get that from anybody. I mean, I'm sorry. Love you, Dad, but I'm just saying. And then, and then number 3, I would say, which is probably the most important thing to me, is that just having a very, very mentally stable children, mental health to be preached upon, right? What I mean by that is having a personal relationship with my kids. Again, love you, Dad, but he wasn't really a fan of being a father and a friend. Love you, Dad, but not the most healthy thing in the world to say.
Greg, you ain't got to worry about it. He ain't watching this anyway, so don't worry about it.
That's probably right. Not on social media at all. Correct.
Just saying.
But so what I like to be is more of like, more of a balance, right? Being a parent, knowing that they're my parent, but being there for them whenever they need me, and actually giving them useful information and useful advice for them to actually go into the world and actually use and be a productive member of society. And then also, obviously, mental health is a big thing. So, I mean, my kids at 13, 14 years old is not going to be able to, get money for a counselor or get money for a therapist. I don't want them to go to school counselor. They're not really that helpful. Shout out to the school counselors out there. But at Langham, we didn't have good school counselors. That's my opinion. So it starts in the household, right? We say that a lot in the previous episode. Starts in the household. So they should be able to come to me with anything, their mom or their dad. So that's just my thing. Those are my 3 things. So,
Bro, you a thief.
All right. No, what I was going to say, hold up. What I was going to say before everybody goes next. Now, if you're watching this, Greg is the one that threw out this topic, but none of us talked amongst each other about our answers. So this is all live. This is all first time for all of us. So, Ish, you are next.
Bruh, he's first off, Greg is a thief. That's number 1. So I don't even want to follow up after him. I want somebody else.
Yeah, blame the black guy for stealing. Okay.
Anyways, Brett, you want to go?
Greg's description.
Well, I will say. You know what? I missed it. Oh my bad. I will say is that I like my counselor, Miss Hartsfield.
I
was
don't even know who the counselors were at Langham.
My
oh
counselor was
god.
Miss Gonzalez, and she told me straight up, "Hey X, if you don't do this, you gonna fail." I like bet,
Hey, I mean sometimes you
bet.
gotta keep it real though.
Real,
That's
hey, real talk though, real talk.
real.
X, if you don't go to class, you're gonna fail.
You gonna fail, real talk. Bet, all right.
You know? No,
Hey,
but
this was the last chance you with no cameras back in the day, son.
That's funny. All
anyway,
right, Brad, go ahead. Give your three.
for me, number one is is to be yourself. Like so like I wasn't no listen. For
That's
me,
basic as
Let
fuck.
him talk. Let him
I
talk.
mean, I'm saying for me, I wasn't
He grew up
necessarily
in a military family, so it's different. Let him talk.
yeah, like, I wasn't necessarily taught to be myself. I was taught to fit into the system. And for me, like I I I feel like I did that, but at the same time, I was still able to set myself apart and be different at the same time. But like I want for sure Christian like to embrace like who you are. Like he loves to build things, right? So I want him to embrace that and not necessarily just try and fit into what everybody else sees for him, but what does he see for himself? So like his vision, right? And like build on that vision as a parent because that's not something that my family really did. Like obviously it was sports for me, so my mom pushed me in sports, yes, but like outside of sports, like there was nothing else that was really talked about for me. Um, so that's kind of one of the biggest thing for me is like outside of athletics and outside of sports, embracing what you want to do outside of athletic. Number two is staying to your morals and values. So like for me, that was never really talked about in my household because I mean I'm not going to get too much into my household, but you guys know my family more than what I'll put out there. But morals and values weren't necessarily stuck to and taught, right? And so number three, I mean, there's more that I want to teach, but like number three for me, just like Greg said, would be the financial side. So what are you doing to set up your future generation? So like what are we all doing now to set up for our kids? And I teach Christian now. I asked him, I was like, okay, like you're 9 years old, right? But like what are you trying to build for your future? Right? He's thinking all now like AirPods, Xbox. Same thing I was thinking when I was young. Video games, fun, stuff like that. But like, eventually and what I'm trying to teach him is like once you start building on that, like what are you building for your family down the road? So I'll just leave it there. But like how you have to make sure that you're building for your future because that's something
No,
that was also not taught to me, for me.
that was beautiful, Brett. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
No, real talk,
I
real
like
talk.
that. I like that.
I'll go first, so Ish won't think people copying
Well,
off him and stuff
hey,
like
Man,
that.
let Mariah
real quick, real quick.
go.
Hey, Greg,
Oh my
next time
bad,
you can
you
finish.
right. Go, go,
I mean, I don't. You can go
I
ahead,
couldn't hear
Greg.
you, bro.
Fine.
go, Mariah. Yeah, let's hear what you got to say.
Okay. Let's see. First, I think we all agree finances. I wish that all the things that I'm learning about finances, I've learned in my 20s that someone would have taught me when I was a teen. I mean, I had a job, like I started working at 16, and I was good at saving my money, but I didn't realize the importance of actually saving. So when I got to college, I was balling out of control. Um, and then second, I'm gonna say teaching my kids that your opinion matters. I think a lot of times in Black households, because parents pay the bills, they run the household, you don't get to have an opinion, all that stuff. I want to teach my kids that your opinion actually matters. You can have an opinion. Don't hold as much weight as mine, but I want my kids to be able to talk to me and speak out and let
Yeah,
me know how they're. Don't look at me like that. I
No,
want
Get
them.
your
I love
get your
that.
eye out the
I love
camera.
that.
I want them to know that you can absolutely voice your opinion, as long as you do it respectfully.
for sure.
And then the third thing, and I say this for last. I hope I don't offend anyone when I say this because I
Uh
know
oh.
some people have really small children, but I wish that I had been taught as a younger teen about sex and relationships. And I say this because I was raised in the church. I am a preacher's kid. So a lot of pressure placed on you. You can't make mistakes. Everybody in the church is looking at you. And the girls mostly, you're taught to just not have sex and you don't get into relationships. You avoid boys at all costs. Even though it's really weird because when they want to hook you up with somebody else in the church, they press the issue very, very hard. But they teach you to just stay away from, don't have sex and stay away from boys, but they don't teach you how to deal with it once you actually get into those situations. Because, I mean,
Ooh,
Man.
I'm so
bottom
happy I
line,
didn't grow up in that kind of house.
bottom line is, I mean, the goal is to always wait, but that does not always happen like that. So, teaching your kids how to deal with that once they get into relationships, once they actually start having sex at a young age. I just wish someone had, shared that knowledge with me. But
That's a good one, Mariah. Real talk. Hey, real talk. That's golf clap, golf clap, golf clap. No, seriously, that's nice. Woo.
What I
That's
will say real
I'm.
quick is that
What's up?
in
Yeah,
my
what's up?
class we do. I mean, we do talk about relationships. That's something that we talk about in Richardson at Liberty Junior High. I can't speak for all the other places, but we do talk about relationships in my
But
class.
what are
It's
y'all
not
talking about
But
relationships?
also remember the topic that's on hand. We're talking about your parents teaching your
no, no,
children.
no, no.
This
Yeah,
isn't
yeah, yeah.
schooling, but I got you though.
Yeah, not
And
teachers teaching. That's
I,
your job.
what I'm saying is that it's not necessarily taught, and so like I'm glad that I get to talk about it from a teacher's perspective, like from a grown-up perspective.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got you. I got you. Okay.
That's
Yeah, that's the yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Go ahead, X.
All right, I'll go. I'll go right quick. So, first things first, financial literacy,
I'm the rebel.
and of course, if you are listening to this broadcast, as you can see, 4 out of 5. So, I mean, pretty much have said something about finances. So that kind of tells you something. I won't get pretty much my summary when it comes to finances is my father military background. My mother, she was the main one that pretty much taught me about credit when it comes to credit card. My dad was somebody that pretty much would say, "Don't worry about the finances because I pay the bills. You ain't got to worry about nothing."
I got a quick question for
So,
you about that though, because
yes, sir.
you said something that I think is interesting, and I wanted to hear about your situation. You
Yes,
said
sir.
your mom taught you about credit. Um, in that lesson, did she give you? Did she open a credit card for you?
So the first time I got a credit card was my freshman year of college, and it was for emergency, situations, just in case extra money or whatever that type of stuff. So my credit limit at the time was $500. So what I was told was you can put said amount of money on there. You don't want to go over, as in I'm sorry, over 50% worth. So if it's 500, they want to go more than 250. But of course, as a 19-year-old, I was actually able to not go over my limit for a good 5 years for having a credit card. I actually was very responsible until I got into my emergency situations when I was in the army and things happened, later on. But for those first couple of years, I listened to what my mother told me. I would, put $100, $200 on it, pay it off. But I was never really told how to kind of finesse credit as well. So I was never told those type of I was never taught those type of ways how to use credit. I'll say.
Yeah. All right. I mean, that was interesting because one of the things I was thinking about with that is, you know, I know in other communities that a lot of times parents will get credit cards in their children's name and basically make charges on it and pay those charges off in order to
Now,
build their credit.
can I
Before they
speak
get
on can I speak on something about that you bringing up? Now that actually has happened in my family. I'm not going to speak any names on it, but on a side of my family that actually has happened is where that has kind of messed up the relationships in the family to where again I have family members that feel some type of way about their parents because they have done that and messed up their credit and
No, but
some.
I'm not saying, and that's the important part, I guess, is I'm not saying like they did it in order to take advantage of like having another stream of credit, but like they did it with the sole purpose of I'm going to build your credit
Oh,
before you
Yeah,
take
yeah,
you
it.
know
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Okay, you know what? I've seen things like that on social media where people are trying to do that now, where they'll say, I'll start you off at what, 3 years old or a young age and get you a credit card and build it up. So by the time you are 18, you already have a 750 credit score, 800 credit score, whatever it is, and you're off and ready, running. I was never given anything like that or taught anything like that. I've never even seen anything like that until social media just recently. So, maybe that's something in other communities that the Caucasus,
A different community.
community that probably does that. Maybe they do that, and I don't know anything about that, but I've never heard about that or seen that until social media a couple of years ago. Yes, Greg, I said what I said on purpose. I didn't do that on accident. I said what I said on
It
purpose.
needs to start with us though, because like for me, I didn't learn anything about credit until I want to say until I moved out here to Dallas. Like it was like I'd already graduated college, but I didn't know
Now,
anything about
Same
it.
thing with me.
there's people that will say, and you see this on social media. There are people that will say, "Well, that's your parents' fault for not teaching y'all about money or how to do with money." But if my parents were never taught how to do it, then how are they going to teach me?
Very important. But
That's the thing that's very weird to me. Is like, how can you blame the kids for not being able to be put in a position to succeed because of lack of knowledge? So let me finish them up because we are running a little deep. My
Just real quick on that.
Yeah.
So, at what age? Because now we're talking about it, right? At what age do you think that you should start that for your child, or are you going to? Now that
everything is personal. I mean, everything has to do with
Personal preference,
your personal finances. Honestly, I can't tell you a struggling dad of 3 to start all your kids on something that you have no money to do.
I
Yeah, that's no way you can answer that question. There's
I
no way you can answer that question.
the way I'm asking it though is if obviously all situations are different, but at what age do you think that you would want to? Is what I'm
I'm
asking.
doing mine as soon as possible.
Okay.
Yes, if
Okay.
I'm financially able to right when they hop out of the womb, I would like to be able to have everything taken care of where we bow 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 bow.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what
gonna go with Ishmael. I'm gonna go with Ishmael's answer as soon as possible. But that's again that's not really there's not really timetable on that though.
All right, so let me finish this up right quick. We gotta wrap this up. The second one for me would be learning how to control your emotions. I'm not a emotionally unstable person, but I feel like I'm not really. I don't show my emotions that well. People would say because of military, I've been desensitized from time to time, and also other things, maybe like football and other little things that I've been through, mentally in my life, to where I've probably been desensitized. But it's one of those things where I've been taught that hey, it makes you stronger. But now the older I'm getting, it's kind of like damn, it's kind of like messed me up to where I'm like, I don't have no reaction to certain things in life. So it's kind of like detrimental to like what I'm going through in life, to where it's like, man, I need to start showing more emotion to certain things. So that's something that I would like to teach my kids on how to control their emotions more. Brett, you got something to say?
I was going to ask you how do you plan on doing that? Like, what plan do you have to try and teach them how to show more emotion?
Me being able to learn on my own. I mean, me learning on my own, as in going through therapy and going to learn more, just learning more about myself, to where it's not something that I can teach as a 1 year old. But I feel like for myself, I have to learn who they are as a kid, as a baby, and then see how they are, and then see why do they get mad. I mean, do they get frustrated if they can't do something, or if do they get happy if they actually completed a stacking activity. It's just certain things that I would see on the outside looking in, and then once they start talking, once they start doing more things, I can be able to kind of, again, just ease it on. It's a teach. I think everything's teaching moments. It's not something that I feel like you can really set a timetable on. Like, hey, 8 years old, I'm gonna teach them this, that, and the third. I feel like everything can be taught gradually. You just have
Yeah.
to, see how that child is.
And my thought process behind that question was because a lot of times we say, "Oh, well, I'm going to do this and that," but like we never really have a plan or like a way that we really want to do it. So like a lot of us going to say, "Oh, I want to build, credit for my child or something like that. But like we don't necessarily have like a plan. So like, hey, when I start getting $1,000 extra a month, I'm gonna start saving it away for them. I'm gonna open up a credit card for them and use that specifically for them. Like we don't normally have a plan in place. That's why I was asking myself.
Well, I think more than anything, the first thing is being able to have the capital. We got to have the capital to be able to really have
For
a
sure.
plan, plan to have and do anything. If
For
you don't
sure.
have the capital, the plan is really nothing. But in due time, all of that will fall into place. So I definitely understand that. And again, my last one, when we wrap it up, so we can go on and finish this up, is to teach them because again, remember we're going into 2021 and 2030 and 2040 is to teach them a technical skill, not a sorry, a technical trade. So not a trade that you can work with either electrical or plumbing. I think those are great trades and they're not going to go anywhere anytime soon. But I feel like when it comes to making money, having flexibility in your life, and being able to do what you want to do, having a technical skill when it comes to coding, when it comes to cybersecurity, when it comes to C plus and Net plus and anything when it comes to technology, if you're able to have a skill, you'll be able to make six figures for the rest of your life and be able to pretty much live. I feel like live your life the way you want to because of the technical knowledge that you have. So those are the three things that I would like to teach my children that I was not taught as a child. And before we go to Ish, I want to bring up Kobe Gardner because he's tuning in, and his three things that he said because he has a newborn. He says, one, what people think of you don't define you. Number two, be honest with yourself. And number three, nobody owes you anything. Work hard for what you want.
That's good.
I really like number two. I really like number two.
And then, Ish, you want to wrap it up right quick before we get on to the next one?
Yeah, I'll wrap it up real quick. Number one for me is like everybody said, finances, that type of stuff. We started pretty early with R2, and I plan to continue with their stuff, building their accounts up, teaching them certain things. And I think it's really important to, like, once they get to an age where they can understand and do things, to get them involved in their in those decisions that we're making, right? So like make sure they understand when we're investing money for them, where that money's going, why we're doing what we're doing, that kind of stuff. Definitely keeping them active and aware of those situations so that it's not something that is just done for you. It's something that you're very much involved of, and and you learn a long time. Number two, definitely like Greg said as well, that college is not the yellow brick road to success. I think for our generation, our parents' generation, it was a big thing of like, you must go to school, you must do that. And then on top of that, my parents are African. So like African parents are all about like, you need to go to school, you need to be a doctor or an engineer. And
Yeah.
you need to make sure that you have all A's. If you get a B, you
All
will
of
get a
them.
beating.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was real serious. Like education was very serious in my house. It was pushed on us, and we were told like, you will go to school, you will go to college. You don't even have a choice. You will go to college. So I definitely want to make sure that my kids don't feel like that's a necessary thing for them, for me to be proud of them or for them to be successful. I think what they need to understand is you need to have an idea of what you want to do. And then once you have an idea of what you want to do, we need to be able to identify an executable plan to get you towards that, right? Whether that is, if you want to be in IT, you may not necessarily need a degree for that. You might be able to get certifications for that. There are a lot of trainings that go on that are free. You can learn the coding and stuff off YouTube now. So like there are a lot of things with the digital age that we're moving away from structured education towards online, learn on your own, so that kind of stuff. And then number three, for me, and I don't know how it was for y'all, but I'm assuming based on your community, your color of your skin, you probably received spankings when you were growing up. And I
That is
think
something.
I definitely think for me, I want to teach my kids that there are other ways to handle yourself. Like, I don't think spanking is the right way to handle things. I think it teaches your kids it teaches them bad ways to handle their anger, to handle their emotions. It teaches them like physical reactions as opposed to mentally being able to process that, talk it out, that kind of stuff. Um, I just think there's so many other ways that you can try to get your kids to start doing critical thinking at a young age, by talking through those situations with them and having them think through some of those situations rather than the default being, I'm going to lay my hands on you, or I'm going to hit you with a belt, that kind of stuff. I think, and that's nothing to say against people who believe in spanking or still want to spank, because, I grew up in a house where, trust and believe, my mom spanked the mess out of me, and my mom used to threaten me with some, like, dude, I used to get spanked to the point where my mom was like, you can go to school, and if you want to tell them that you were getting spanked, don't worry, because when CPS come, as soon as they leave, I'm gonna get on that booty again. So I mean, I definitely understand, but at the same time, I think that I just want to teach my kids something different so that they grow up and are able to handle those situations, not only like with their kids, but just situations in general are different. That's all.
Respect, respect, respect. All right. Now, speaking of course, what everybody's answers pretty much has something to do with some type of money situation, correct? And I think that's something that us as the black community has tried to explain to, our friends, people that don't know us, as in the white community, the Hispanic community, whoever it is, that it's not that we don't have all of the money or our money, period. It's just that we probably could have a little bit more if we were taught just a little bit back in the day, either for our parents or even for us. We could have just a little bit more money if we were taught the right way, due to the education system that our parents acquired, or even us. We were lucky enough to be in a pretty good district that taught us pretty decent education. But even though we went to a Cypress school district, we still were not taught finances that way when it comes to something that you can grasp onto high school and it can take you in the next 10 years, which is where we're at right now. Is there anything in high school that you guys got taught in economics or anything like that that you could remember that helps you now? Y'all can make faces. I'm just asking.
They taught me how to do basic adding and subtracting.
Yeah.
They taught me the fuck ass Pythagorean theorem. That shit is ass, bro. That shit's ass. So
They didn't teach you that in high school. They taught you that in middle school. What are you talking about?
no, they taught me that in high school, brother, man.
Brother, man.
Yeah,
Anyways.
Freshman year, I think.
Anyway, so
Yeah,
like I
that's
said,
freshman year, my nigga, that's high school.
Anyway, so like I said, because money had something to do with all of our answers, this is our next topic. What side hustles can you pick up to earn some extra income, especially in a situation that we have right now with COVID-19, with a lot of people losing their jobs and a lot of people have to scramble to earn some extra income? What are some side hustles that you can pick up, and also that you guys have personally done, that people are watching can go and earn some extra income?
You can start a Christian-friendly OnlyFans account.
What are you gonna do? We are gonna do? Read the Bible on video?
They're gonna do the personal, like, what's that shit called when they dump you in the water and bring you back out?
A baptism? Oh my goodness!
live
That's
baptism.
how. Hey, that's how you know he ain't been to church no time soon. What they do with that thing? They dump you in the water like the dunk tank. The dunk tank, right? You gotta earn it. You gotta earn it.
I knew it was a formal term for it. I forgot, my nigga.
The
Damn.
man said the dunk tank.
That boy.
I knew it was a formal term for it. I forgot, bro.
Forgive him, Lord. He has sinned.
Hey, I love Jesus. Try Jesus, not me. I love
Yeah, we bet. Yeah. Oh Lord. So anybody want to start this off? What are some side hustles you can pick up? Turn some extra income.
This nigga holding me. Oh my god.
You hold yourself, Mr. Dunking people in water.
Well, I think for one, this new generation is all electronic and whatnot, and so it's always going to be. I mean, especially nowadays, if we're staying in the virtual realm, like there's always going to be virtual tutorials or especially the whole YouTubing thing nowadays. Like, creating YouTube accounts, podcasts like we're doing right now, like all that stuff is always going to be there. And I mean, me personally, right? I do like shirts and training, and so like you know wherever what I would say is wherever your heart is, like whatever you love to do, find something in that realm in your side hustle. That way, it's not like you're not working, you're having fun still. Like for me, me and Ishmael were talking last time we were on, me making shirts. I enjoy serving people, and I enjoy, just the aspect of helping somebody out. So like when somebody has a vision and when it comes to a shirt, I enjoy designing that and I enjoy making it for them. So like for me, it's not working; it's having fun. So whatever you can do on the side that you enjoy doing, that's what I would always recommend, no matter what it is. As long as it doesn't go against your morals and beliefs, then I believe you should go for it.
If you got strip, go strip. I don't give a damn what Brett say. Go strip. Go take your clothes. I'm messing with. I'm messing. It's a joke. It's a joke, guys. Relax. It's a joke, guys. Relax. You can do Christian only. You can do Christian only fan account. I can't talk a joke about stripping. Oh Lord. Anyways, I'm gonna go right quick. Now there's a couple of side hustles that I was actually able to be a part of, and I made a lot of good money, especially during the pandemic, due to everybody being at home. And since people were at home and could not go and get their groceries, I was able to do what is called Shipped, where you grocery shop for people, and you go to places like HEB, Kroger, Ranch 99 Market, Target, and PetSmart, and really a lot of other spots as well, where you can be in a certain area. So let's just say you're in Cypress area, you can be able to go to different spots and like I said, grocery shop for somebody, make up to about $25, up to even $80 an hour just for grocery shopping. And when the pandemic happened, I was able to make like $1,500 a week just delivering groceries. It's not consistent money that you can make like that, but you can definitely make a lot of money doing grocery shopping delivery. Also, Instacart, another grocery shopping delivery app service that you can check out, and also Favor. My other favorite side hustle is actually Amazon Flex. So if you are in the Houston area, I will tell you to check out Amazon Flex, where you can download the Amazon app, and it allows you to pick up Amazon packages from either the hub or also Whole Foods packages, or also Amazon Prime packages, and make pretty decent money for flexible times, and honestly not that long of a time period to be able to do what you need to do to make money. So it's a really cool gig. Like I said, to be able to have those side hustles right now in 2020, I rave about it all the time, because just 10 years ago, these weren't not around. Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Postmates, Uber Eats, all these side hustles were not around. So to be able to have these, it is a lot of wear and tear in your car, but it's something that allows you to be able to make a couple extra dollars of the time being to hold you off until that next payday comes.
Yo, really quick before somebody else moves on to a different side hustle, put my man Chad's comment up, because I don't want anybody to steal my idea. I'm definitely developing this site. Don't go buy my domain. This is my domain.
I got you. I was waiting on it too. So shout out to Chad Bow checking out the show, holyfans.com. You ain't gotta be naughty at holyfans.com. I like it.
Chad,
I like it. Chad. Hey Chad, go ahead and make the beat, something like that. We gonna be on. We got you, son. We got you.
Wasn't Kanye trying to do that?
I think he was. I think he is right.
I think he's for me. Kanye stole that from me. Nope.
Well, whoever come out with it first, y'all better do what y'all do.
Kanye has a lot more money than you do.
Until he loses it all again.
Never know.
We'll see. I hope he doesn't. That's my dude. That's my dude. That too. Take half your stuff.
About to say, but if he gets divorced though, isn't he coming up?
Oh yeah.
Low key. I mean,
coming up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Hopefully, Kim K signed a prenup.
I don't know their pockets like that. I don't know.
Chad. Hey, Chad said, "I'll shoot the commercial 2 eyeballs."
Hey man,
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know
Now,
what
Podcast.
that
damn.
Maybe networking.
Let's move quick. Let's move it. Let's move it. All right, all right. Like I said, anybody else want to join on these side hustles right quick before we go on to the next topic?
Yeah, Fiverr. So Fiverr, if you have any
Yes.
sort of skill, it really it's anything. You can go on there and pretty much find people looking for just about anything. You can go on there, see what people are asking for, market yourself for whatever you can do, and somebody might hire you to do a job. That's a way to earn some stuff. We were talking about investing in the last topic. One of the ways is, invest your money in some sort of account and earn some money. Earn money on your money. That's a good thing as well. If you want to, Uber. Everybody got a car. Well, not everybody, but
Yeah, everybody does not have a car.
If you're in Houston, you better have one. You're in Houston, you better have one. Ho ho.
I want to say this
Be
though.
asked
Also,
out.
how we were talking about things to teach our kids or whatever. I want to teach. I mean, especially Christian. And any other child I have in the future, to learn how to fix things. Like, like if obviously like a tire, whatever, but like to change out the oil in a car, or if the sink breaks, learn how to fix the sink. Just like little things like that around the house. Because Ishmael, you for sure know, right? When it comes to owning a house, all the little things that go wrong, to have to call somebody to come do it for you is so expensive. But like if you can fix it yourself, especially now that we have, especially now that we have YouTube and all that stuff that teaches us how to do it, right? Because I changed my car radio out by myself watching YouTube, and like
YouTube don't really help, bro.
it helped me. You just gotta find the right videos.
It kind of helped.
It all depends on who teaching, right?
Yeah. They got to be there with you sometimes.
They might as well go live with you, right?
I'm saying. But like I said, I changed my car radio out. I fixed my washer and dryer. Like I've done stuff on YouTube that I would have never been able to do by myself, and it cost me a lot less to do it that way. So, teaching my kid how to do little stuff like that, especially around the house, it'll be a huge benefit for them in the future too. So.
All right, GT. What about you?
I'm glad you said it. You want to ask me that because you're the expert on this. I swear, every time I've talked to EXO in a couple of years, I ask him, "Hey, what are you doing today?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing this." Like, nigga, what the fuck is that? This nigga's always finding new ways to make some type of money. So, if anybody wants to go back and review, please go back and watch the episode. X named about 100 different things that half of those shits I've never heard of in my life.
I make monies. I make monies.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not. That's not even a joke. I'm being dead ass. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck is that? Oh, you making money though? Fuck it, do it. You know what I'm saying? So, me honestly, and what I've been trying to do as much research on before I actually start putting real money into it, stock market. Or little as that. Even penny stocks. Penny stocks. You can start
Did
somewhere.
you say his degree?
Huh?
What did you say, Brett?
I said his brewery.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
that's for 10 years. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Greg. You're right though, Brett. But yeah, that's
Y'all niggas need to stop the brewery thing.
ain't nobody stopping shit. You gonna get that brewery.
That was your goal. That was your dream.
Niggas need to stop with the brewery thing. That's what I'm.
That was your dream. We're just trying to
Fulfill that. We trying to push you into fulfilling that shit. Why?
Anyway, Mariah, what's your side hustles?
Yeah, Mariah, what you got for us?
I love how y'all cut me off. I wasn't even done.
Yep, we done with you.
We're done with you.
That's just so tacky.
Mariah, what you got for us? What side hustles you got?
Professional. That's not podcast professional.
Good thing we out here being unprofessional for you.
You guys said last week that you like going back and forth.
I create the rules of the podcast.
He likes chaos, remember?
Yeah, the African nigga makes the rules. Wow, it's funny.
I am the captain now.
Anyways, come on, Mariah, let's go.
Okay, really quickly. This is specific to women because y'all didn't name any of those. But like a lot of
that's why you on here to help the women out. What's happening?
like a lot of women, of course, have been doing hair for years. Like if I could do hair, I had all my clients at TSU in my dorm. But
She right though. She right.
For real, like, and then today, a lot of women are getting into doing lashes and microblading, and becoming estheticians. If I feel like if you can invest in yourself to do that, I tell my sisters all the time, like, do that. That's a side hustle. Like both of my sisters work; they have jobs. If you can invest in yourself and get that license to become an esthetician, do that. So when you get to college, you be doing this as a side hustle while you're in school. Um, and then of course, like this is for men though, or women, whatever. If you can cut hair, that's another thing.
That's what I
Like,
just said. Yeah.
yeah. Like being on campus, like so many people like looking to get a cut.
Mm-hmm.
So many people.
Man, in Arkansas, Brett, you
Uh-oh.
remember?
Bruh, I couldn't get, bruh. When I went for this man's wedding, I had to go to, where did I go? Super cuts or
Yes, you
something like
definitely
that?
did. So you definitely did. I remember. Yeah, I remember you went to. Yeah, Yeah.
I had to
Don't do
go.
that again. Don't do that
I'm
again.
never, because I cut my own hair now. I would never go to any place like that. But just like Mariah said, learning how to cut your own hair, like, I know not a lot of people trust themselves, but especially the best time, honestly, to learn for me was during the pandemic, because like I didn't have to go to school back. So if I would have messed my own hair up, and I would have just been at home, and nobody would have seen that. But
Nah, you
learning
was
how
on
to
the
cut
pod. You was on the podcast with that chili bowl. Nah, we saw that.
Get your homeboys to let you cut their hair.
Nah, those
you said
are
what?
Cuts to start out.
You said what is?
I said, get your homeboys to let you cut hair. Free cuts to start out.
No, my friend actually. I mean, he let me cut it. All right, so I have cut somebody else's hair before.
Okay. All right, Mariah, finish it up before you get cut off again.
No, that was it.
Oh, okay. I thought you had one more something. Okay.
What's up?
All right. To wrap everything up, and quick comment before he said we have a Miss Siriana. I don't know who this is. You want to help us out with this one?
Yes. My wife Kaylee said a friend of mine took a year off college to get her license to cut hair. Was well worth it for her.
All right.
And
Thank you, Miss Sirian. Thank you for the comment.
Mrs. What? Mrs.
I said Miss
You said
Miss
Miss.
Mrs.
Yeah, Miss
No,
Sirian.
Mrs.
I said Mrs. without the. You didn't hear it. It was the S. You
Nigga, you
it was
pronounced it wrong.
nah. It was the static. You didn't hear it. That's what happened.
Actually, y'all are all pronouncing it wrong.
Exactly.
Y'all all pronouncing it wrong. It's not.
It's Queen.
It's not Miss or Mrs. It is
It's
the
Queen.
Madame.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, African. She's the
Madame.
Madame.
Oh Lord.
This nigga-
Anyways, speaking of Madams, no, I'm just kidding. So the NBA playoff update. Of course, we want to give a shout out to the Houston Rockets, Jonathan Fernandez and Chad Bogues out here saying "Go Rockets." Of course, we want to give our shout out to.
now.
Ain't Chad from New Orleans? Why are you
He-
going for the Rockets?
He's only
Like,
saying go. He's only saying go Rockets because I'm on the broadcast, of course.
And
Oh, he's trying to troll. Okay, gotcha.
Yes,
they're
yes.
definitely losing
So, just to give everybody an update on what's going on, because even though we are live, I am live looking at the score. And right now, 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Lakers are up 101-89 in Game 3. So we'll see what happens to finish up this game. We'll probably be done in about 2 minutes left to go in that game, and we'll see what happens with that game. But for the most part, it looks like if the Lakers hold on to this lead, they probably will go up 2-1, and we'll see what happens in Game 4, because Game 4, like I spoke about before the series even started, Game 4 and Game 5 are the really pivotal games. Is either a team gonna go up 3-1, or everybody's gonna be 2-2 going to Game 5, and of course Game 5 will. We'll see what happens Game 6. And then of course maybe we might go to Game 7. But for right now, since we're in Game 3, they have to finish off these last 5 minutes. And then we'll have to see what happens in Game 4, and then we'll go from there. But this series has been very interesting to watch, because I think a lot of people automatically thought that the Lakers, big tall ball was going to out big the Rockets small ball, but it's like the Rockets been able to hold their own. They're not going to just come out and just get punked. They proved that Game 1. Game 2 was pretty much the Lakers' way. Game 3 has been going back and forth, but it looks like the Lakers are kind of distancing themselves. Greg, since you are the Rockets fan, how you feel about this series?
My thoughts on the series is fuck you. That's my thoughts.
Dang.
No problem. I expected that. No problem. What about you, Ish?
I am not a Rockets fan.
I know. I'm just saying how you feel about this series going on.
Oh, The NBA is rigged.
Okay, that's what happens when you're a Spurs fan. You're not in the playoffs. Break. Do you feel the same way?
I mean, okay. So I've heard from firsthand experience that the NBA is rigged. But anyways, but I've heard from the inside. I've heard from the
Thank
inside.
you.
But what? How? I mean, to answer your question, how I feel about the series, I think it is. I, I mean, you guys put it in the chat earlier. The button, right? Blow both of the teams up. That's how I
Oh
feel.
yeah,
Oh, the,
yeah,
the meme, the meme you're talking about? Yeah.
Both of them.
yeah,
Okay. Anyways,
yeah,
but I mean, no.
Yeah.
I think this is a good change up for the Lakers, honestly, because um, like the matchup isn't the normal matchup. Like you don't have your two big men. You have the Rockets playing small ball, which I think will be good for the Lakers because it allows them to play a different style. So when they get out to the next round, I think they'll be more well rounded if they win there. So I mean, whoever wins the series, honestly, I really don't care, but I think it is a good series though. As much as I don't care, it is a good series.
For the people that's watching out there's a couple of upset Spurs fans, so I
I'm
apologize for
not
their lack of enthusiasm for this NBA playoffs because I didn't hear any of this. I didn't hear any of this sadness when the Lakers were not in the playoffs the last 6 years. So I don't want to hear this now. We in here, we back, Lakers back. We about to win a championship.
I'm so glad.
Everybody was on me for the last 8 years or whatnot because the Lakers suck. Now we back. Don't go into hiding, everybody. Don't go into hiding. I'm back, son. I'm back. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Staying in the West. Staying in the West.
The other series is better to me though.
That's what I was gonna get at. Staying in the West.
Okay.
Denver and the Clippers. How do you guys feel about that series? Because just starting off that first game, it looked like the Clippers are going to run away with that series because it just didn't look like matchup-wise. It wasn't that great. Denver pulls up the win in game 2. I think the Clippers should take care of this series. Of course, as we saw with that block with Kawhi with one finger, they should take care of this series in 6. Worst case in 7, but I think the Nuggets are just a 1 year away. I think they need another year to add another piece, and they might not really. The last time the Nuggets really was contending for a Western Conference, actually championship was the Melo days. Like that's really the last time the Nuggets were really serious contenders. I mean, can you say anytime after the Melo days?
No.
They weren't even contenders when Melo.
Yes, they were. They went to Western Conference Finals with Melo, and they played against Kobe.
They were more contenders than they've ever been since then.
Okay, I'll give you that.
That's basically what it was saying. But I echo the same sentiments. The Clippers should handle this, especially if Paul George is actually playing like what Paul George is capable of playing. He had 32 the other night, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But if Paul George is actually playing like Paul George is capable of doing, like the same Paul George that was third in the MVP voting, that Paul George, the Clippers are, they should take care of it in 6.
We should. We'll see. All right, going to the East. Now, the Miami Heat has already clinched a spot in the Eastern Conference Finals, finally beating the Milwaukee Bucks in 5 games. Looks like Giannis, unfortunately, was not able to join the Bucks in maybe a possible Game 6 with his sprained ankle. Does that also mean that Giannis might be leaving Milwaukee to go seek better pastures elsewhere, either in Golden State, San Antonio, Dallas, LA? There's a lot of speculation he could be going elsewhere. Toronto. There's a lot of speculation he'll be out somewhere. What's the W for? Is that for the Warriors?
He's going to the Warriors. It's already written. It's already been written. He's going to the Warriors.
All right, we'll see. We'll check back in. We'll check back in on this show one of these days.
I think. Okay. So, question for you guys: do you guys think him going to the Warriors would be better or worse than KD's decision?
Nothing will be worse than the KD decision.
It's not going to be. Yeah, it can't be worse because 1, he hasn't lost directly to the Warriors. 2, it's been done before because KD set the bar.
Low-key.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then also, everybody need to get off KD because KD earned those rings in the MVP.
I heard.
So
I heard through the
KD,
everybody needs to get off KD nuts when it comes to those
I heard
championships.
through the
then on
grapevine
top of
KD was
that,
signing with the Buccaneers though.
Shut up.
then on top of that, to piggyback off of that question Brett asked, will Giannis even be the number one option if he went to the Warriors? I don't think
No.
so.
So,
Hell nah, not scoring wise, of course.
That's what I'm saying. So
But he don't need to be the number one. That's the thing about it. He don't need
Yeah,
the Warriors. The Warriors, low key, is a perfect team for him because you have the Splash Brothers to take away all the offensive attention. Now, look. Now you spread out the floor on the offense because you have Splash Brothers on the perimeter, and now Giannis can do what? Catch the ball on a drive to the bucket like he's normally able to do and stronghold people in the middle of the paint. It really does help. It work out for everybody. It's just, will they be able to get a deal done? That's the thing.
that's what I'm saying. I was just going off of Brett's question. It's definitely nowhere near the KD situation.
Draymond has to go then.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody's okay with Draymond leaving.
I'm
Yeah.
saying like,
Yeah.
I mean, for cap space wise,
I understand that. What I'm saying, I'm pretty sure everybody's like, okay, that's fine. Draymond for Giannis, that's perfectly okay.
I mean, nobody
Draymond
would
even-
agree with that.
And Draymond even said in an interview not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken, he was just kind of like, I kind of already seen that, at some point they could get rid of me anyway if they really wanted to keep KD. So he already knows if they want to get Giannis, Draymond, get the fuck up out of here. Pack your shit.
Get up out of here, son.
Cool. Pack this nigga the fuck up. It's
Get
been
the
real.
fuck out of here, son.
We
Nah, he
appreciate
right,
you.
though. Nah, he right. Nah, he right. All right, let's go ahead and end tonight with a very, 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 very important question and topic. Another reason why we brought Mariah on, because we would like to have the woman's point of view on this before she gets cut off for the sixth time tonight. Dr. Dre's wife is asking for $2 million a month in temporary support. Should she be able to get all that money for her said items that I'm about to read off right quick that she's asking for? So, and out of those $2 million, she's asking for $10 million. I'm sorry, $10,000 a month for laundry and cleaning, $135,000 a month for clothes, $60,000 a month for education, both tuition and living expenses, $900,000 a month for entertainment. I don't know what type of entertainment she wants, but 900. Oh Lord. Anyways, $125,000 for charitable contributions.
That's so
$100,000 a month for mortgage, and $20,000 a month for telephone, cell phone, and emails.
That's so ass.
So, for the $2 million that Dr. Dre's wife is asking for, because net worth wise, Dr. Dre is worth about $680 million. Is Dr. Dre's wife worth this type of money, as in being able to get per month because of how she's living? Mariah, let's go ahead and start it off with you.
Ladies.
Okay. So the actual number is $1,936,399.
My bad. I just rounded up. My bad.
I know, and everybody has. So me saying that, the point that I'm making is that, so I've heard she's a lawyer. I don't know if that's true or not. I did not fact check. But if she is, that is a very specific number.
Uh-oh. Don't do it to us, Mariah. Don't do it to her. Oh, there we go. She back. All right, come on. Let's go.
Oh, I'm sorry. So that's a very specific number to come up with, meaning she's been planning for this for a long time, and she has receipts to back all of this up. So I think she's put together maybe some type of portfolio to show what she spent on those items for however many years, and that's how she came up with those numbers. She's very intelligent. She knows what she's doing.
Hold up. Not to cut you off, but like Mariah said, she is kind of intelligent, because 3 days ago there has been reports saying that apparently Dr. Dre has physically abused her and has done things to her to where another reason why she feels like she deserves her money. So back to you, Mariah. Is this a part of the whole game, trying to get this set amount of money?
I mean, possibly so. I don't know what all she had to endure being married to this man. I do know that she married him when he had nothing. She raised his kids, put up with whatever she had to put up with. And so now she's trying to get compensated for all of that. Me personally, if my husband were a billionaire and I'm divorcing him, do I feel like I need 2 million a month? No. But that is just me personally. I think does anyone know, did they have a prenup or no?
From what I read, I could have sworn that she said that she accidentally signed a prenup, if I'm not mistaken.
How do you accidentally sign something?
Well, because apparently Dr. Dre, again, when I feel like people that the lives that we live, we normal people, but people that have millions and millions upon dollars, they live their lives a lot differently, and I would not be surprised at all if Dr. Dre probably slipped a little sham, like, oh yeah, baby, go ahead and sign it right quick for me. These are such and such documents, and she went ahead and signed without looking. Because he got her mindset into a place where like, oh, I can trust him. I ain't gotta worry about such and such.
She signed it and she claims he ripped it up.
Okay.
I even take it a step forward. He put that Bill Cosby roofie in her drink.
I see. I was low key about to exactly say the same thing, but I didn't want. See, I didn't want to Bill Cosby, but I was low key. Like I said, we can't do that on our black grandfather. We got to hit it. We got to hit him with the Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen.
That nigga in prison. So that nigga Bill Cosby, he put that roofie in her shit, nigga. Shout out to Bill Cosby. You can't watch shit because you in prison, nigga.
This nigga stupid, bro.
But he put the roofie in her shit.
Shout out to Bill Cosby, but fuck you though. You in prison, you can't watch it. What the hell?
Man, Greg is a wildin', boy.
I did not say fuck him.
All right, whatever, Greg.
Can I ask some serious questions though?
Yes, please. Yes, please ask one.
All right. Number one, bruh. I did not realize AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, whoever. I realized for a cell phone, they charge $20,000, or that they started charging somewhere near $20,000 for a house phone and email. When did they start charging for email?
That's that fiber. That's that new shit. That's that fiber right there. That AT&T fiber. You ain't know about that? That's that new shit.
She must be on like super 5G or something.
She reached out to ET. She phoned it home.
I say the same thing, but X has said 10,000 a month for like cleaning and laundry. When the fuck did motherfucking Mr. Clean and detergent start costing 10,000 a month, my nigga?
No. Hold on. The real question is, okay, you paying for $135,000 for clothes a month. How many times a day you wearing your clothes? Like, you dress up, you take them off within 2 hours and put it, like, you don't have enough clothes throughout the month to be able to wear. I'm confused. I'm confused.
Hey, Brett, you need to holler at them if they doing that $20,000 a month for clothing and shit.
So you make some shirts.
Hey, I'm just saying, bro.
And then another question, real quick.
He pressed right here. I'm just saying.
I understand this is temporary until they finalize their divorce. But why would you be getting divorced for somebody and then expect for them to pay for your charitable donations? Like, I don't understand that.
No, hold on. I seen that meme. It was a meme. It says you don't want to go half on the bills, but when you get a divorce, you want half of the money. Like, how does that work?
But nah, I'm asking about the charitable donations. So is this still gonna be in her name?
Not gonna be in that nigga name.
I mean, no way. It's gonna be in her name because she has the money, right? She's gonna get the money from Dre to put it into her charitable donations, correct?
No, per month that nigga's gonna be having that shit in his name in that charity.
Hey, I'm just here. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Okay, Marshawn. Anyways, I don't understand this at all. But like Mariah said very, very eloquently, she's smart. She know what the fuck she's doing. And more likely than not, she's probably going to get this. Just saying. She's probably going to get this.
And to be honest with you, I think Dre going to give it to her just so he can cut her off so he can stop being a pest in her ear and shit, honestly.
That too.
How?
He's in a lose-lose situation.
Oh, yeah, he definitely in a lose-lose situation.
If he gives her the money, like, is she really going to stop being a pest in his ear, though?
No, so you get that restraining order and that cease and desist. It's a wrap, son. Yeah, right.
No, that's not gonna help at all.
You can get Dr. Dre can put out a restraining order and a cease and desist where you don't contact me anymore, and it's a wrap.
But if you're going through a divorce, there has to be communication.
When the divorce is over with, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because he's
they have kids.
been working to find
They
out.
do have kids, so it's a little touchy. It's a little touchy subject.
well, okay. Well, that part. Okay, that
So
makes
is that
sense.
what
Okay,
the-
well, I didn't.
That's what I was saying. That doesn't make
I-
any sense.
Is that what the tuition is for the kids?
I'm assuming so. Okay, yeah, that definitely could make a lot of sense because again,
So why can't he just-
I thought she was talking about tuition for herself. Like, damn, what college you going to? Santa Monica Pier, something like that? We on a Zoe 101 shit?
But why can't he just pay for that himself and not have to pay it to her for her to go pay?
Nigga, I swear. The fuck?
You know, you like that. I know.
I love
Yeah,
that
as a
show. That's
tax
like, yeah, I probably haven't said it. Wow.
Do do do. That's my shit though.
If you wanna play, come and play.
Everybody
Hey, this show is over with for tonight. Hey, this show is over with for tonight. We'll see y'all next week on Kinfolk and Nem. It might be Zoe 101 by next week, but who knows? And also to end the night, just to let y'all know, Lakers have just taken a 2-1 lead on the Rockets with a final score of 112 to 102 on the Houston Rockets. So
who didn't see that coming?
In the show on that, please.
So we will see you guys next Tuesday back here on the Sports Plug, Kinfolk and Them.
Thank you for joining us, Mariah.
Episode 11 in Napoleon. Better make sure you be on here next week. And shout out to our producer Mariah. Go ahead and finish it up.
No, I just want to say congratulations on your nephew. And congratulations.
Yes, of course I was gonna say that as I am Uncle X now. Congratulations to my sister. She gave birth over the weekend, and it was very, very, very long weekend for me and whatnot. So shout out to my sister. I am a new uncle and just very gracious. All the love that's over here. So we appreciate you guys. Appreciate you.
Uncle X Williams, though.
Yes, sir. All right, like I said, see you guys next week on Kinfolk and Them, 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern. We'll be back next week, baby.
Ain't shit, nigga.